Hey guys, what's going on? Thanks for joining me tonight on September 10th. I'll be giving you a quick Bitcoin altcoin update, hopefully fairly quick because I got to wake up pretty early in the morning. Got to catch a 7 a.m. flight to New York City. I'll be there a few nights, and if anyone wants to meet up or catch up, feel free to shoot me a DM. That'll be great. In terms of an update, let's just talk kind of crypto macro first. Today, we saw the Winklevoss twins get a stable coin approved through New York State. That's definitely a milestone, not because we need another stable coin. We do not. But to get something approved through a regulatory body is a good thing, a very positive step, and shows we continue to be moving in the right direction. I don't expect really anybody to be using the Gemini stablecoin, but I think what it will do, besides moving us in the right direction from regulatory, is to hopefully ease some concerns in terms of Tether. We have more and more stable coins, so many, many more options. Now the market can really decide. If you think Tether is a piece of crap, you can certainly avoid it now through a variety of different means. Also, some cool news from NASDAQ. They are actually doing some pretty neat analytical research, trying to do machine learning and things like that to natural language processing to basically try to predict Bitcoin's moves. I think that's a fascinating project, and that's something I'm actually working on now. I'm doing various things through Google Trends and kind of Twitter to help predict Bitcoin moves, and it's fairly promising. It's not just a matter of taking a snapshot of Google Trends and saying, "Oh, Google Trends is low, therefore, Bitcoin must be down." That's kind of hindsight, but trying to do more predictive analysis. And there's a lot of cool stuff that could be done there. And that's actually where a lot of people are working in terms of equities and different asset classes, doing kind of big data stuff like that. So that's very interesting. Also, in terms of Ethereum, you keep seeing it go down. We see rumors of ICOs bailing, but they're just rumors at this point. I would hope they would manage their treasuries a bit better, but apparently they have not. But Vitalik, he continues to kind of open his mouth. I think he's doing more harm than good, basically saying the days of big growth in crypto is over. He may or may not be true, but he shouldn't be basically putting negative spin on crypto at this point in time, even though certainly he shouldn't be a central authority. He is definitely looked up to in some way, shape, or form. So he shouldn't be doing that. I think he's doing more harm than good, and he needs to shut up because he continues to do stuff like this. And every time he does something, it seems to spook the markets. So I think he needs to take a chill pill and relax a bit. In terms of Bitcoin, it is continuing to chill right at 6,300. A pretty boring day, even though altcoins dropped a little bit. But what does that mean for Bitcoin? I think we're still right at support, long-term support here. We've seen it since February, tried to breach it multiple times. It's held very strong in the face of crappier fundamentals. We are at the point of pretty strong fundamentals. Fourth quarter should be pretty good. So I think for us to go underneath that support, we need a major catalyst to push us down. One such would be a denial or even a delay of the Van Eck ETF that's supposed to be ruled on at the end of September. I expect a delay, even though I'm very bullish on it getting approved. So hopefully Bitcoin sneaks up a little bit higher. So if we do get a delay, that it doesn't push us underneath support. I actually fully expect that we sneak up a little bit. But for now, I'd be very cautious in using any really short-term, ultra short-term, I'm talking like day or less, Bitcoin trades. The volatility has been very low, but that is deceptive. Volatility for Bitcoin is still 4 or 5% per day, even though it's been a bit lower. So what does that mean? If you say go long and set a stop loss at 6,250 or 6,200, you could very, 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 very easily get stopped out based upon just random chance. So you do not want to be stopped out by random chance. Therefore, do not get sucked in by this low volatility. So I'd be cautious with short-term trades. Medium to long-term trades, I certainly would prefer to long support. So that's kind of where I'm standing right now. In terms of the crypto, I want to call it long only model, I just pulled it up for you. It's been sitting on your screen. Performance was again pretty good today. We're about 8-9% beating the worst coins in the cryptoverse this month, which is pretty fantastic. Continue to win kind of day in, day out, which I don't expect, but it's good when it happens. In terms of the coins that it likes, remember, I'd like to long the dark greens, so the top 10%, as in I'll buy those, maybe even the 10 to 25%. And I will hold probably up to about the 50th percentile. Again, none of this is financial advice, so do not take it that. This is just my model that I like to run and share with you guys. But what about some coins that the model likes? Again, I want to keep this pretty quick. I have 3 here, Vertcoin, Cardano, and Eternity, and some coins the model does not like. I have Waves, Bitcoin Diamond, and Tomo Chain. So what about Vertcoin? It's a top 1 percentile, one of the top coins on the board. Very interesting here. It has a negative reversal, so it's done well. Therefore, the model expects it to underperform slightly because of that. But it has positive momentum. That's very low risk and it's very low liquidity. So has a few kind of extreme things going for it and a couple pretty extreme things going against it. However, kind of when you put it all together, the kind of lower risk and lower liquidity kind of rules out in this combination. So it's a pretty attractive coin here. Cardano actually just jumped up the board for us here. Thinks it's going to reverse in a very positive fashion. And it's also a lower risk coin. So that's 2 things going for it. About Eternity here. It has a little bit of value and it's a little bit lower risk, a little bit lower liquidity. And it's kind of a bigger cap as well. So that's all working in its favor. A reversal momentum may be slightly negative, but not very much so. What about coins that I hate? Waves is a very interesting case, which I'm pretty annoyed about. It was like 11th percentile yesterday, so I was trying to long it, buy it, and I placed a pretty nice order pretty much right at the bid and kind of forgot about it. And when I looked, I got 1% filled. Yay. And it was up, whatever, 20, 30%. So that wasn't very nice. That's a user error, my friends. So anyways, since it went up so much, the model expects a pretty healthy reversal. Its valuation is pretty low. Its risk is actually fairly high. So Waves has been pretty bullish in the model for a while. But when we're up 20, 30% and everything else is not, it's time for longs to kind of hold off a little bit. Bitcoin Diamond has been an interesting case for a while with Binance basically opening up deposits and withdrawals. So this is actually a case where maybe instead of using a quantitative approach, use some kind of fundamental kind of common sense here. But either way, it's a pretty risky coin, extremely, extremely risky. So I'd be cautious with Bitcoin Diamond. What about Tomo Chain? Again, expects a reversal. And it doesn't really have that much value. It's pretty small cap. And the risk is basically average, so it's not too bad. But either way, kind of put it all in. It's something I would avoid as well. So I appreciate your time, guys. Hopefully this is a pretty quick update and you got something out of it. If not, sorry, and maybe you will next time. So take care. Have a good night.